Hi guys, CCOB1 Kenobi here. Today, I'm going to show you how to do a sunset on a tumbler. I found these wine sets at Walmart. They come with 2 glasses and a bottle. They look amazing when they're done. Everyone I gave them to loved them. But if you don't like sparkles, you should not do this project. It got all over my garage, in my hair, everywhere. But if you can put up with a little mess, these things are worth it. So, if you could like, subscribe my channel, and hit the thumbs up, it would be greatly appreciated. I'm trying to grow my channel, so it would help. Without further ado, let's get to it. So for the first step, you're going to want to put a base color on your tumbler. Then, I added epoxy. This is a really thin layer. So I add just a little epoxy and then smooth it out with my hand. Be sure to wear gloves when working with epoxy. I do this to both cups and the bottle. You can definitely use some sort of other adhesive such as Mod Podge, but I think because there's nothing underneath the sparkles, we really want it to stick, so the epoxy works out really great. This takes overnight to harden, so you don't have to work that quickly. Behind me, I drilled holes in a piece of wood so I could stick the cups and the bottle without them rolling around on the table. My first color is going to be this black. This is going to be the very top. After the black, we're going to move on to purple. This is going to be the atmosphere. On the cups, I'm going to just do stars, but on the bottle, I'm going to add a moon later on. Once you're done with the purple, we move on to the blue. You really want to space out each of the colors. Make sure you have a plan on how thick each of the bands are going to be. You don't want to run out of room. The bottom 25% of the cups are going to be one color because we're going to add a foreground. After the blue, we move on to this burnt orange. You can see I still have quite a bit of space on the bottle, so I'm going to add another color. The cups, we finish off with a yellow. Again, this is about 25% because we're going to have mountains and trees. Make sure you're knocking off the excess once you're done with each sparkle. And try to not move on to the next color like I did here. I ruined all these sparkles and just had to throw it out. You could use it on a different project, but typically I don't like mixing my sparkles. Once I was done with that lighter orange, I finished off with the yellow. I then went back over each color going the opposite direction. First I went dark to light and then light to dark. This just helps blend out each of the colors and doesn't look like there's specific bands. It helps blend. Once you're done, we're going to add that second layer of epoxy and let it harden overnight. This is the result I got. I think it turned out great. Definitely can see the different colors, but blends very well. What do you think? Leave me a comment. Once you're done with that, I take blue painter's tape and I'm going to wrap the bottom of each of the cups. This is going to be for the foreground. Again, these cups are a little weird shape, but definitely can make it work. Once you have the tape stuck, you're going to freehand your mountains. You can use a pencil or marker, but I just draw out mountains the best I can. Once I'm done drawing them out, I'm going to use a razor blade to cut the tape. Be gentle, try to cut through the tape, but don't damage the epoxy. Little scratches are okay because we're going to add another layer. Then I use transparent gray for my airbrush. You can use whatever kind of paint you want, spray paint or another kind of acrylic, but I like to use my airbrush as much as possible. I lay it on pretty thick, and then it takes quite a while to dry, so It might be better off just to use some spray paint, but again, experiment. That's the fun of this. Once you're done with the mountains, we're going to add trees. That's why I did the mountains in gray, is because when the trees are added, they're going to be in a black vinyl. That gives really good depth to the foreground. I use my Cricut machine to cut out these decals of trees, but you can use any kind of sticker or freehand some trees on if you have black paint. I think it turns out great. Again, let me know what I could have done different, or if there's a better idea that you guys know of. The bottle has a lot of empty space, so I added a saying. I found some silver reflective vinyl, and I'm going to put it right in the middle. This one says, "Wine a little, laugh a lot." I thought it was a pretty good decal for a wine set. When I put vinyl stickers on, I try to put the middle of the vinyl sticker on first, and then I press down the edges. This helps reduce any bubbles that might appear. You want to make sure that you press these vinyl stickers really hard, because the transfer paper is pretty sticky and will rip these stickers off of the epoxy. Once you remove the vinyl, you have almost a finished product. Next, I'm going to use my airbrush again with some white alcohol ink. Pretty sure I got this stencil at the dollar store. I'm going to use the biggest circle on it to create the moon. I'm just going to do a rough outline of this circle. I'm going to put a couple highlights in before I freehand more highlights and lowlights. The highlights and lowlights are definitely going to make it look more like a moon than just a flat white sphere. You can kind of see it now. It looks like there might be some craters. I think it turned out great. Once you're done with the moon, you're going to add some stars. For the stars, I just did big and small circles. I'm going to do that on both the bottle and the cups. You can use an edge of a piece of paper to do some starbursts if you want, but I think just the dots worked pretty well on this design. I didn't want it to be too cluttery. So that's the bottle. I'm just going to do the exact same thing on the cup, minus the moon. One of the cups I did add a name to, because I knew which set was going to who. Once I was done, I added the final layer of epoxy, and this is the final result. Again, let me know if you like my video or have any suggestions. A thumbs up really helps me out, so I hope you guys have a great day and stay crafty.